I'm your host, Valerie, and I just want to say thank you for tuning back in. If you are a returning listener, I do thank you so much for your support and your listenership. For those of you who are new, welcome. I am a certified happiness life coach and meditation teacher, and this is a safe space for you. I will be sharing, or I have been sharing, just tips on how to practice self-care, self-improvement, motivation, and just, how to find your happy space and stay there. But today we're going to talk about professional self-care. So there are 7 types of self-care: emotional, mental, physical, social, spiritual, professional and educational, and financial self-care. In my last episode, I talked about financial self-care. Today, we're going to talk about professional self-care. So let's dive right on in. So what exactly is professional self-care? Professional self-care is things that you do that are related to your work life. Things that are going to help you be productive and create balance at work or in your career. Things that are going to help you cognitively, physically, and emotionally bounce back from your everyday practice or task while in the workplace. It's going to help you. It's going to help you ensure some type of balance and effectiveness in the professional role that you've taken at the workplace, right? So, I just thought I would go over a few things that you can do to help you practice this. And the first thing you want to do is start by packing or meal prepping a delicious and nutritious lunch. And I say meal prepping because you may, if you're working from home, you don't necessarily have to pack the lunch, but you can already have it ready or prep it for whenever it's time for you to have your lunch. This will save you a little more time to actually enjoy the lunch. So say for instance, depending on where you're working, you may have to go out. You may have to go downstairs to the cafeteria. You go down there, the line is long, or you have to leave and, run to McDonald's. And guess what? The line is long at McDonald's. And then by the time you come back to work, it's time for you to clock back in. So, doing that can give you an opportunity to save more time to enjoy your lunch. Take breaks throughout the day. Try taking them outside. I know that at my workplace, we have like health and fitness challenges, and a lot of times it would have to deal with you getting your steps in. So a lot of people, you could tell whenever the challenge is going on, because if you look in the parking lot, when we were physically at the location, we have a huge parking lot, right? And you will see groups of 5 or groups of 2, or it might be somebody walking by themselves, but you'll see everybody in the parking lot on their breaks or their lunches walking. It's just a really nice thing to see. But they also put tables outside for us. So if it's a pleasant day, you can go out and sit at one of the tables and enjoy your lunch. Also, you may want to try to use the 20-20-20 rule. And the 20-20-20 rule is for every 20 minutes, take 20 seconds to look at something that's at least 20 feet away. This will give you some time to kind of refocus, refresh, let your mind kind of reboot. We'll return back to, being prepared to tackle whatever task that you're doing. Differentiate work time and personal time. So I'm going to tell you, and you got to learn to keep them separate. And this is really for people who don't punch a clock, because you don't have to tell me anything about, ending time for work. If I'm scheduled to get off at 8 o'clock, guess what? 8 o'clock, I'm out of there, boo. I'm hitting it. Clock out, log off, clock out. You don't have to tell me twice. But for people who don't punch a clock, you want to try to have a steady cutoff time. No, sometimes it may call for you to work overtime if you're allowed overtime, but if you should be not at work and at home or at the gym or at an occasion, learn how to cut that off, especially if you're someone who doesn't punch a clock. You want to stay organized. Keep a calendar. Break up your large projects into smaller ones. Create a to-do list. You want to create a healthy workspace. Your workspace should be free of clutter. It should be organized as well, because one thing I've learned that your workspace, how neat and clean your workspace can affect how neat and clean you work, how scattered or how focused your mind is going to be. It's affected by how your workspace is. But yeah, you want to keep it free of clutter. You want to keep it as organized as possible. One thing I had to do is, because I like to do crafts and journal and write pen pals, I cannot share that space with my work desk. I have a pretty good sized work desk, but I can't. I ended up having to get a table separately, close but separate from my work desk. Try using a diffuser. If you follow me on my social media platforms, you've seen that I use a diffuser a lot. Like lemon and peppermint and tea tree. Those are oils that give off a very vibrant, calming but energizing fragrance. And it just, it's a good stimulant. But a diffuser is something really nice. Or a candle. You can light a candle. You can play calming music. I have to watch calming music sometimes because it can make you too relaxed. But like this morning, I had to listen to something a little upbeat because I was having a hard time waking up. But play it, I wouldn't play it loud. I would play it low, just enough for some stimulation to liven the mood and give your environment a little, make it a little more pleasant for yourself. Another thing you can do is you can have an ergonomic workspace. And let me tell you, I had no idea what an ergonomic workspace was. I had to Google it. So I Googled it. All right. So an ergonomic workspace is a workspace that is designed to protect your posture, protect your eyesight. So it may be you having the little footstools that you could put under your desk and sit your feet on instead of them being flat on the floor. It can be your monitor, being able to position it certain ways where you're not slouched over trying to look at it. Some people have desks that can raise up so they can stand up and do work. So that is an example of an ergonomic workspace. Yes, I had to look that up. I promise y'all I did. Let's see. So another thing you want to do is, and this I think is pretty important, and it's something I had to learn in this new position that I'm in. Evaluate your workload and set goals. So if you don't have the bandwidth to receive more work and you can decline it, don't take on more. Accept what you can do realistically and complete realistically. And when doing so, consider your needs and your available resources.